Hello, welcome to my energy field where I like to show my little map and practice for connecting my mind into my body and investing in the structure, aligning my energy field with my intent for the day, and going through the hands. Connecting the energy and waking up our feet to the earth. I like to chant in my head as I breathe or hum. But today I'll be talking and breathing. Just finding activation by pushing and thinking about our breath coming in and just shifting the energy into the body. Mind into the breathing, in through the crown, out through the feet, fingertips, top pads of the hands, side of the heels, outside. Everything starts with our hands. Activating, making our beautiful circuit complete. Our heart energy is oxidized out of the left and into the right. Comes the dirty blood, and we're going to let all the toxins. I like to make fists, activate my forearms, flex my triceps, open my hands and detox, finding flexibility, mobility in slight shifts of weight in the feet, opening up all the intercostal space, focusing on the shoulders, connecting with deep inhales and long, slow exhales. Thinking about the spine's alignment and attachment to all the vertebrae and the ribs. Just releasing space and fascia to rub against and detoxify our system. Opening the hands, reaching up to the sky for some energy from the sun. Nice big backstroke. Toes, I like to pull them up to the sky. Just using now forward, freestyle, opening up the shoulder girdles, hands to the sky. Nice deep breathing. Long exhale. Weights in the heels. We're going to do little circles. Starting to move the joints and the hip flexors here. Nice slow circles. Not taking this hip over the mat on each side. Slow circles activate the glutes. Weights in the heels, not in the toes. Other way. Opening the shoulders up. Starting to activate the core. Feeling the blood pumping from the hands all the way up the arms into your heart. Sending the love energy into a nice big aura around you. Protecting your energy and sending it back into you. Using that focused energy, we're going to slowly come right to center. I'm just going to reach up nice and tall, heels of the hands up to the sky, pushing the hands away from you and taking the shoulder blades and reaching them up as high as you can. Inhale. And as you exhale, push the hands together in a nice push. We're going to bring the energy into our hands and just be thankful. Rub them together. And we're going to activate from our root into our tip of our head, sending a nice circular motion of this nice cleansing water from the highest mountains to go around and down through our spine and down into our root, into our home, planting nice deep roots. Hands in a nice big circle, opening the chest up, hands open wide to the front of the room, and just pulling the hands together. Freedom in the movement, rocking back and forth, waking up the hips and all the balancers. Whenever you're ready, just relax. Pull the shoulders in front of you. Let's shake out the hands. Shake them out, back and forth. Nice. Everything comes out of the fingers. Shaking out the shoulders. And we're going to take the hands, and the back sides of the hands are going to touch in front of you, and you release the fingers and roll the shoulders forward, pushing out away from you. Maybe leaning into each lat, opening up that intercostal space and seeing the relief and feeling it. Relax the hands. It's going to shake them out again. Now start to grab the mat with your toes, leaning into the sides of the heels, making sure that your steps are only just a little bit in front of you. Always shorter steps are better for the hips. Outsides of the feet, waking up all those nice attachment points, pulling the toes into the mat, lifting the shoulders, walking backwards, feeling the balance, trusting the small steps. We're going to come up onto our toes. Take teeny, not onto the toes, but on the tip of the pad. Teeny steps, pulling our center through our spine into our core, activated core. Nice small steps, activating all of the ligaments in our feet and toes, releasing tension, but also calling in balance. Working on centering in our small steps. And go ahead and release the heels down to the ground. Just take a nice little walk backwards, releasing all the tension in the feet. Coming up onto the toes, doing nice little circles, waking up the ankles, making sure that you're having flexibility and strength in those ankles. Now we're going to pull our toes up to the sky. And weights in the heels. We're going to take nice little steps with the heels, rolling from heel just to the pad of the toes. Heel just to the pad of toes. Heels just to the pad of toes. You can feel those muscles up along the shins just waking up. Inhaling and exhaling. And as we go back, we're going to just walk on the insides of our feet. We're going to do this right side first, stepping back to the left side, just walking on the insides of those feet, pushing back to the heels and back into that big toe socket. Nice, comfortable step, shifting weight from our breath and our heart energy into our hips and our core, feeling our feet connecting to our hips and spine. Full body alignment, awakening, rooting, rising, energizing. Small little steps. Starting to build a map, a routine that supports the time and energy that you have to support a healthy body and a healthy practice. Just a nice little walk, slow walk, feeling how thankful you are to be able to walk with ease and feel the connection and grounding with your feet. Coming to the center of the mat, our feet are just going to be directly underneath our heels. They'll turn to the side. They're just going to be directly in front of our heels. And we're going to take and activate our core. Hands are going to run right along the thighs down to the knees. Slowly, toes lifted. See how my toes curled? And we're going to send energy down here into our lower sacrum and our lower lumbar. We're going to start to wake up this attachment point and all of the glute muscles that attach to the sacrum. We're slowly going to send energy, awaken, and do it very slowly and aligned until our body likes to give us the flexibility that we've been patiently waiting for. So we always want to make sure that our knees are slightly bent. Hands are staying here for support, not using the kneecaps or the knee joint for support, but the quads and the shins. We're going to shift our weight, take some nice big breaths, keeping the chest lifted up to the front wall. Our tummy's pointed down. Our tailbone is curled up and back behind us as if we had a tail feather and we were trying to pull it up to our head. And we're going to walk and just shift weight into the heels and feel all those ligaments attaching to the knee and attaching to the femur, sending strength into our core as we keep this chest. We're going to curl it down towards the mat now, grabbing just below the kneecap. Go ahead and grab onto the shins. Keep those knees slightly bent. We're going to start to take our butt and just curl it out. Do some cat-cows here. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to push all the air out of our stomach and roll up into a C shape. And then come to alignment and drop the tummy, push the tailbone out. You can feel the hamstrings start to wake up. We're slowly going to be working down towards the mat. Knees are staying back over the heels, not going over top of the toes, waking up the gastrocnemius, the hamstring, and sending strength and flexibility into our lower back. A little cat-cow. Breathing and inhaling on the way down to the bottom of the shins. Here we go. Starting to find comfort and how your spine can move. Shifting weight from heel to heel. Taking a nice big inhale and then finding the mat. However you need to bend, we're going to shift weight into our hands and our feet at the same time. Getting nice and low, waking up the backside of the hamstring and the glute, sending energy into all of our attached muscles and ligaments. Slowly straightening out the knees, not straight, but reducing the angle. Now this is what I love to show that I learned that's very important about getting up from a position where you have support on all hands. What you should do first is you should pull your butt down, and you should pull the weight into these big muscles, and they should be back behind you. You're going to grab onto the bottom of your shins and slowly walk up with both hands. So you keep at least 3 points of contact as you slowly get up. And then we're going to practice that again, just going nice and down, putting the hands on the ground, breathing as we go through this, shifting the weight into the glutes, keeping the breath, and then slowly standing up. Eventually, we're not going to use any hands at all, but right now it's about support and trust and building a map that we are going to eventually know. Weight from both heels. Nice big inhale, shifting weight from heel to heel. Opening the hands up to the front of the room. Opening the chest. Arms up to the sky. Right back down beside us. And shake out the hands. Release all the tension. Take at least 3 rounds of breath, focusing on the release and the unity within the connection from the tips of your fingers, from the bottom of your hair to the very bottoms of your feet that are connected to the earth. As soon as you feel comfortable and balanced and relieved, we're going to set our hips and shoulders and heels all aligned with one another. A nice strong base, lifting up the toes. We're going to slowly sit down as if a chair is back behind us with confidence and very slow and steady. And if you feel a pain in your knee, you want to go ahead and grab onto your quads. We're going to work on shifting the weight into our glutes. So just sitting back nice and slow as our knees get used to and trust our nice down squat. And standing back up, if you didn't need the help from the quads, we're going to release the hip flexors and back down. Sitting in a nice chair, maybe not using the hands this time, focusing on the weight is in the heels of the feet and in the back of the gluteus maximus, keeping the chest open to the front wall, releasing the flexors all the way, breathing and balancing and strengthening, connecting the heels up to the crown, centered. If you'd like to put your hands together to create a circuit, I'm going to go ahead and keep that chest lifted, weights in the heels and glutes. And if you'd like to go down a little further, go down a little further, keeping the chest open. Find a nice link between distance with your heels of your feet. Open up the chest, lifting the toes, weights in the heels. I like to use the back of my arms to open my knees and create a nice space for my heart energy to stay open to that front wall. Go ahead and find your hands on the ground. Release the tension in that spine. Toes to the ceiling, lifting up the chest. We're going to send energy into our feet and our glutes and our lower back to keep our chest open. 2 hands on the ground. Slowly pushing the weight up. Use your hands, grab your knees. Slowly standing up. Once you get your spine to 90, we're slowly going to reach our chest up and open up to the front wall. 3 big, nice rounds of breath, shifting the weight. Toes lifted, weight shifted. Beautiful balance. Nice routine. I'm going to go into a nice lunge. So my left leg's forward. And you can see how I am making sure that my feet are going to stay in this nice, balanced, aligned, structured lunge where my shoulders over my hips, my foot's back in a normal distance that supports my balance. And we're just going to stand here and we're going to focus on where we're balancing from. And it's this front foot, that back toe, and we're making sure not to lean so our core is engaged. So we're just going to lift up the toes on that left foot or your front foot. We're slowly going to push that back leg back, and I'm going to look down in my knee, make sure my alignment's good, knee to heel. This back hip and these shoulders are going to go straight down like on a pendulum, dropping this back knee down to the mat slowly. So we're going to go down with a nice wide chest, toes lifted, and then back up. Balancing and breathing, hands open, balancing, aligning, strengthening, releasing, creating a mat. Nice, controlled movements. Beautiful. And here we go, lifting, bringing the back foot to meet the front foot, shifting weight, breathing. feeling the differences and feeling the connection, the release, the balance, the breathing. Stepping back comfortably with the left foot, right foot's forward. We're going to look down at our heel, knees over top of the heel. Hip is and shoulders are aligned. Back foot's nice and stable. We're going to slowly drop like we're on a pendulum straight down our chest. Weights in that front heel and in that back toe. Slowly dropping down so we have a 90 degrees. And then slowly back up. Lifting that front toe, feeling the balance as we strengthen those balancers. And here we go down. Weights in the heel. Hip is there nice and aligned with the shoulders. And lift. Last one. Shoulders nice and strong. We're going to step forward, balancing. Creating a space for your energy to be inward and helping your flow and continuous flow down along your spine, down into your sacrum, breathing and balancing. Nice wide stance, just a little bit wider than your shoulders. We're slowly going to walk down our quads. And as we're bringing our body down, our hips are going back. Knees slightly bent. Slowly going to let the sacrum open up. As you let that sacrum start to warm up and you're sending energy there, hands on the knees, we're just shifting the weight from hip to hip, feeling the groin, but keeping our weight shifted back into the heels and into the buttocks. Breathing and exhaling and releasing toxins, waking up each side, nice and slow, sending energy into your system. As you activate, release, and recharge. We go down to the shins, keep making sure that your body's aligned as you walk down to the shins, releasing the tension in the lower back. Chest is being supported by the hands on the shins, shifting the weight in the heels, finding your balance in the middle, slowly walking down, releasing the back into a C shape. Down to the mat, hands on the mat, weight is in the heels and in the buttocks. We're going to take toe heel out. Hands are now being supported. Hips and hands are going to be aligned with the shoulders. And we're slowly going to shift into our right knee. Right knee stops right over top of the ankle. And we're going to put the weight in both of our heels of our feet. Hands are on the mat for support. Weight is being pushed back to this glute and this quad. And we're slowly just going to activate and slowly take our hands over to the other side, sending the weight into the heel that's on the ground, into the buttocks, putting your hands into the mat and opening up the groin, supporting the chest, just going back and forth, releasing and activating, realigning, just shifting the weight from side to side, getting comfortable, creating a map for our body's release, and continually gaining the trust, back and forth, playing and moving. Nice work. Coming into the middle of the mat, dropping the head, releasing the tension in the neck. Nice little release. Shaking your head a little bit, yes, a little bit, no. Breathing, supporting with the heels of the hand and into the heels of the feet. We're slowly going to take our left foot, heel toe, keeping our knees slightly bent. Stopping when our hands are supported underneath our hips. Keep that weight in the back in the hips and in the glutes. Weight, or we're going to support ourselves standing up, keeping that chest lifted. There you go. Always using the body, supporting our weight into the hips. Okay, that's all we're going to do on the standing up right now. Thank you guys so much for joining and supporting movement and flow. How we get down on the mat is we lift the weight out of our toes. We connect our knee, our hand, and our shoulder. Those stay aligned, and we're slowly going to drop the back knee, keeping the support here. Dropping that back toe so the back toe is flat on the mat. Bringing our hand down, other hand down, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. And as you're in this tabletop position, you're going to release the tension that's been in your spine for being upright and have some fun with releasing your hips and your chest and just breathing with what's comfortable, moving and shifting. Just letting that lower back release and hips. Going up into the shoulders. Good job. Feels great. Shifting the weight back and forward, creating some trust. Releasing tension, breathing in and out. Connected breathing. Energy being sent back into your system as you cleanse, align, and release. Opening the shoulder girdle, sending energy into your chest and into your back. Energy centered. We're going to come right onto our knees and slowly drop down into a push-up. Chest down on the ground. Hands right under the armpits. Slow push away from the mat. Activating the chest and shoulder muscles. Bring the chest right over those heels of the hands. Nice slow drop down. A nice little trick to release some tension in your feet is to bring your toes up underneath your shins, heels right under the hips. Just going to roll those joints around, releasing the tension in the toes and in the pads of the feet. Sending weight into the heels, finding your balance point, shifting from one side to the other side, heel toe each side, waking up the knee, getting used to being low on the ground, finding strength and standing up eventually. This is just the beginning so that we are always able, many ways, to be comfortable getting up and down off the ground. Slowly finding the strength, remembering that our shins are a place of support, our quads. We're slowly going to go ahead and stand, shifting the energy, finding balance. I'm going to do a couple flows, walking down the shins, knees slightly bent, slowly walk in the hands, waking up the hands, connecting to the shoulders, nice and activated core, coming into full alignment, opening up the chest, feeling the weight balanced and everything coming out the fingers and the toes. Slowly, we're going to crawl backwards, one little inch at a time, waking up all the muscles in our shoulders and our back, coming right by our feet, shifting the weight into the heels, lifting the toes, taking a nice big inhale, and exhale. Nice little adventure to a nice aligned spine. Shifting the weight from one shoulder to the other, feeling the strength and the balance. Lifting the fingers, grabbing into the mat, slowly coming to an alignment, bringing up the hips and slowly journeying back. Once the heels get down to the mat, we lift up the toes, drop the butt, keeping these slightly bent. Here we go, one more flow. We're going to walk out, coming to a push-up position, shifting the weight, nice tight core. Last one. Dropping the glutes, opening the chest, slowly standing. Coming down onto the mat, sitting on your glutes. We're going to rock back and forth, keeping our chest nice and lifted. Grounding our glutes into the mat. Releasing our spine. Rolling one glute out at a time. Having fun, rolling down one side of the spine to the other side, just nice and slow down the side of the back. Back up, other side, chest stays open, down the side of the back, aligning, having some fun, relaxing, getting a massage from the ground, down the sacrum, up, just to the bottom of the cervical spine. Other side. Nice tight core. Now we're going to sit nice and tall, feet together, slowly opening the knees, grabbing onto the feet. We're going to continue the circuit with our hands and feet just nice and interconnected. Letting the knees relax. Release the spine. We're going to bend our left foot so that our foot comes underneath our quad. Roll forward. We're going to take this foot slowly, walk it out behind you, keeping it right behind the shoulder. Lift open the chest. Foot comes out just a little. Hips are square to the mat, so our shoulders are square to the mat and to the front wall. Hands are here for stability, opening the chest. Pigeon, releasing tension in the hips and the glutes. Yeah? Hold on. Sorry. Yeah.
There's someone here for JJ. They're supposed to be at the house.
Okay, sorry. Gotta go, folks. Duty call.